Good Tuesday afternoon, friends. We went back to work today and it was nice seeing everyone, and we were super busy. So it was a good day. We're back in action. Vacation was great. Just having time to relax was great. So we are going to make dinner together. Got to turn my stove on. So when I saw this recipe on Pinterest, it's from Carol Recipes, like Carol, the name. And when I saw the picture, I was like, that looks absolutely delicious. And since I'm doing a keto week this week, this is going to be the perfect recipe because it's going to fit all of those check marks for a keto low carb recipe. So I browned earlier, just a little bit ago, 2 pounds of ground beef. And then I prepped all this stuff up this morning before I left for work. So the original recipe calls for 1 pound because I'm kind of doubling it. So it called for 4 cups of cut cabbage. I would say there's probably almost 5 because I've got more ground beef. So what I'm doing is I cooked my ground beef, I drained the grease, but I left probably a tablespoon of that grease in there because I'm going to saute my cabbage in it. So in goes the cabbage. And I just cut it. I just, it wilts down. So I just cut it like this and try to cut it however you like. Okay. Also to the cabbage, I am going to add about 1.5 cups of button mushrooms. The original recipe called for shiitake. I don't have access to that in my little town. So I got some button mushrooms. Use any mushrooms you like, or leave them out if you're not a mushroom person. I like mushrooms. All right. So we're just going to give that a few minutes to cook down now. Because of my diverticulitis, I have to cook my cabbage a little bit softer. So cook it however if you like a crispy, crunchy cabbage, then by all means, cook it the way you like it. So I'm going to give this a few minutes to go and wilt down, and I'll be back. Listen, y'all, I don't even know if I told you what the recipe's called. I told you who created the recipe, but the recipe is Chinese ground beef and cabbage stir fry. So there you go. All right, we got that taken care of. Okay, so the cabbage and mushrooms have been sauteed and wilted. I wilted the cabbage for about 15 minutes to make it soft enough for me. So now let's do the sauce part. So it's going to be 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. Now, I know some of you don't do soy, so you can do your liquid aminos. So 3. Soy's never bothered me. I know it's, got all the things in it, but 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. And then it is 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. Now, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce has 5 grams of carbohydrates. So this is going to be for this whole thing. So trace amounts once you figure it's going in, this great big pan. Okay, 1 tablespoon of that. And then 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. You can leave it out. Oh, this is going to take forever. I'm just going to put some in there. There we go. That's good enough. Okay. Got the sesame oil in there. And then it calls for 1 inch of minced ginger, which, listen, I can't get fresh ginger here. So I've got some grated. This is ground ginger I get from the Amish store. So I'm just going to put in probably about 1 teaspoon. Let's do 1/2 teaspoon ginger. I don't know if everybody likes ginger. I do. I don't know if everybody else does. Okay, I've got some garlic here. I'm getting low. I'm going to do about 1 tablespoon of garlic. And then I've got about 7 chopped green onions here that I chopped up this morning. And I'm going to add about 1/2 of those, and I'm going to save the rest for garnish. You don't have to add. I mean, if there's certain things that you can't eat, just leave them out. Let's give this a mix. It smells so good. All right. Now we're gonna add back in the ground beef. Yesterday, my niece Haley came yesterday afternoon to visit. She lives in another state, but she was home visiting. So she got to come and hang out. So I was happy to see her and hang out with her. So William, that's her son. If you're watching, I love you. I miss you. And I can't wait to see you this summer. They're going to come in July and stay. William is my great nephew, Haley's son, and he is quite the artist. He always has a sketch pad. He loves to draw, sketch, and they have the ability to travel all over the place. Haley's husband, Sebastian, is from Colombia, so they go there quite a bit, and they just travel all over. So William, he's well-traveled for a young lad. All right. There we go. Now at this point, I'm just going to give it a taste. I'm going to put it back on the stove, but I want to give it a taste to see if I need any salt, pepper, anything like that. Let me get a piece here. I think it's perfect. I don't think it needs any more salt. Okay. I'm going to put that back on the stove. I'm going to give that time for everything to cook together, all those flavors. Now, the original recipe, she said you could serve it on rice if that's something you eat. That would be fantastic with some lo mein noodles if that's something you eat. Lettuce wrap, or you could eat it just like I'm going to eat it in a big old bowl. All right, so we're going to go and let that all hang out, be friends, and I'll be right back. So a couple tips for you. If you do not want to use ground beef, you could use ground turkey, ground pork, ground chicken. All of those will work great. If you want to cheat and not have to cut up cabbage, grab you one of those coleslaw mixes that everything's cut up for you. Throw that in, and you're going to save even more time. But if you use a ground chicken and ground turkey, they're a little leaner, so you might want to add a little fat and butter, a little bit of avocado oil, and maybe a little extra seasonings for that meat. Okay, we're giving it a go. We'll be right back. Hopefully you can hear me, because listen, y'all, the AC's on because it's like 84 here today. So we've had all 4 seasons the last couple of days. So here it is, that stir-fried. The original recipe is from recipesbycarol.com. I found it on Pinterest. So many things that you can add to this, take away, make it your own. It's a great keto, low-carb recipe. I've added a few green onions to mine. Let's give it a taste test. The best part. So good. It's absolutely delicious. Perfection. All right. Hope you make it. Hope you enjoy it. Nan, this is for you. Thanks for stopping by Chris' Country Kitchen. Bye, friends.